You didn't find this video found you. If at this very moment you feel exhausted, as if you were in an invisible war against everything and everyone, know that this feeling is not a coincidence. Your soul, thirsting for a greater truth, has guided you here. This is a transmission for the warriors of light, for those who, even though wounded, still carry the flame of freedom burning in their eyes. Before I unveil the mystery behind your struggle, before each word resonates like a prophecy in your spirit, I ask that you connect deeply with this message. Subscribe to this channel now. Activate the bell to be notified of each revealed truth that will set you free. And share this video with every soul you know who, like you, feels in constant battle. This is your portal to true freedom. You feel exhausted. The weight of the world seems to rest on your shoulders, and each day presents itself as a new battlefront. It's the fight to be understood, the battle against other people's expectations, the resistance to what oppresses, the exhaustion of trying to fit into molds that weren't made for you. There's the battle with public opinion, the clash with systems that seem designed to limit you, the incessant energy spent on proving your worth, justifying your existence, defending your authenticity. You look outside and see enemies on every corner, obstacles in every path, and the overwhelming feeling is that the entire world conspires to keep you trapped, diminished, silent. Your soul cries out for a rest, for a truce in this incessant war. But what if I told you that most of this struggle, this exhaustion that you feel, isn't happening where you think it is? What if the true arena of this battle isn't the world out there, but the vast and complex universe that resides within you? The energy you expend fighting the external is a diversion, an illusion created to keep you from the real war that needs to be won. The war for your own freedom. You are not fighting the world. You are fighting to be free. And this freedom is not an external state of affairs, but an internal condition, a power that resides in your heart and that yearns to be fully unveiled. Every confrontation out there is a mirror, a call for you to look within, to identify the invisible chains that still bind you. Your soul has always known the melody of freedom. It is not content with gilded cages or the illusion of security that conformity offers. There is an innate calling, an unstoppable impulse within you that impels you to transcend, to free yourself, to live in your most authentic and glorious expression. It is this calling that puts you in apparent conflict with the world, for the most part, prefers the familiarity of imprisonment to the risk of freedom. The struggle you feel, the friction with social conventions, with family expectations, with imposed norms, is not a battle for domination, but for your sovereignty. You are not fighting the world to change it externally, but to free yourself from its bonds, to break the invisible pacts that keep you prisoner of a reality that does not belong to you. This is the real battle, the war to reclaim who you really are, before the world told you who you should be. It is the struggle to deprogram the limiting beliefs that have been implanted in your mind, to heal the wounds that imprison you in the past, to silence the external voices that stifle your inner truth. The exhaustion you feel is the result of fighting in the wrong place. True victory is not in dominating the world, but in freeing yourself from it. This is your sacred war, the final battle to reclaim your divine essence, to live in alignment with your highest vibration. You are not fighting the world. You are fighting to be free, and that freedom is your heritage, your purpose, your destiny. The strongest chains are not the ones you can see. They don't jingle, they don't drag, they don't leave visible marks on your skin. They are the invisible chains of the mind and spirit, forged by internalized fears, by limiting beliefs that have become your own truths, by programming that keeps you trapped in a lesser version of yourself. You feel like you are constantly fighting against the world because on some level you have accepted the conditions that the world has imposed on your freedom. The relentless search for external validation, the fear of judgment, the need for approval, the conformity to other people's expectations, these are all manifestations of these chains, keeping you imprisoned in a gilded cage. The battle you are fighting is not against the system, but against the part of you that still believes you need that system to survive or to be accepted. It is not against other people's opinions, but against the inner voice that still empowers that opinion. Freedom begins with recognizing these chains, with the courage to look within and unravel them one by one. It is a painful process, yes, because it requires you to confront your own shadows, your own weaknesses, your own self-deceptions, but it is the only way to achieve true freedom. You are not fighting the world. You are fighting to be free from these inner bonds, to break the unconscious pacts that prevent you from flying. And as you free yourself from these invisible chains, the world outside, which once seemed like an enemy, will begin to transform, to realign itself to your new frequency of freedom. Your most important battle is taking place within you. The world is not your enemy, it is your mirror. Every external conflict, every clash with systems, people, or circumstances that make you feel trapped or oppressed is a direct reflection of the struggle that still resides within you. If you feel like you are fighting against the world, it is because, at some level, there is a part of you that has not yet freed itself, that still carries the seeds of slavery in its own consciousness. It is not the boss that oppresses you, but your belief that you cannot be free financially or professionally without him. It is not family expectations that stifle you, but your need for approval that still holds you back. It is not the system that limits you, but your own adherence, conscious or unconscious, to the rules that stifle your truth. Freedom is not found in overthrowing governments or in convincing masses. It is won in your own spirit. The war to be free is the war against your own illusions, against your own fears, against your own beliefs that you are not worthy or capable of living fully. When you free yourself internally, the mirror of reality begins to reflect this new truth. Obstacles dissolve, doors open, people align with your purpose. The struggle ceases because the point of conflict which was within you has been resolved. You are not fighting the world, you are fighting to be free. And as you free yourself from your internal prisons, the external world becomes a field of opportunities, an ally on your journey, reflecting the harmony and sovereignty you have achieved within. The true revolution begins within you. Once you begin to unravel the invisible chains and recognize the world as a mirror of your inner struggle for freedom, a new layer of consciousness manifests. This consciousness is not a tool of battle in the traditional sense, but a subtle armor forged of insight and truth that protects you from the external energies and illusions that seek to recapture you. You are not fighting the world. You are fighting to be free, and that freedom, once achieved, must be guarded with divine vigilance. This armor is not of iron, but of light. It does not repel the world with brute force, but filters it, allowing only that which resonates with your frequency of freedom to reach you. You become an impregnable energy field where the manipulations, fears, and expectations of others simply cannot penetrate. Your inner voice becomes clearer than the clamor of the world. Your intuition becomes your unshakable guide. What once shook you now strengthens you, for you understand the illusory nature of external conflict. True protection lies in your ability to remain centered in your truth, to not allow the chaos outside to define your inner peace. Every step toward your freedom is a step toward this conscious invulnerability. The warrior who fights to be free does not use swords against others, but the shield of his own truth against illusion. Embrace this armor of consciousness, for it is your guarantee that once you are free, you will remain free, navigating the world without being dominated by it. The struggle for freedom is, paradoxically, a journey that often requires solitude. Not the solitude of isolation or punishment, but conscious solitude, the sacred refuge where you can truly be who you are, without the masks, without the expectations, without the need to fight against the currents of the external world. You are not fighting the world. You are fighting to be free, and to do so, you need to find your own desert, your own inner temple, where the voice of your spirit can be heard above the noise. The losses of connections, the separations that you experience as you walk your authentic path are not accidents. They are blessings in disguise. They create the space necessary for you to reconnect with yourself, to strengthen your inner foundation, to discover that your most essential companion is your own soul. It is in this space of conscious solitude that true freedom blossoms, away from the pressures of conformity, judgment, and the need to please. There, you align with your deepest truth, heal your oldest wounds, and strengthen your resolve to live without filters. This solitude is your incubator, your alchemical laboratory, where you prepare to return to the world not as a fighter against it, but as a living expression of freedom. Do not fear the solitary path, for it is the path of the chosen, of those who dare to be different, of those who choose authenticity above all else. It is in the silence of your own company that you find the unshakable strength to live your truth out loud. The intensity of your inner struggle is not to annihilate you, but to purify you. Imagine a sacred, burning, relentless fire sweeping through your being, consuming everything that does not belong to your purest essence. Everything that you have absorbed from the world and that prevents you from being free. You are not fighting the world. You are fighting to be free, and this fight is in fact a process of burning, of liberation, of stripping away layers of fear, guilt, shame, and false identities that you have accumulated throughout your life. The criticism, judgments, and expectations of others that once imprisoned you are now just fuel for this purifying fire. Every time you refuse to diminish yourself, to conform, to keep quiet, to please, you are feeding the flames of your freedom. This burning is painful, yes, because it requires you to let go of your attachment to what is familiar, even if it is toxic. But what emerges from the ashes is your truest self, shining brightly, unshakably. Fire does not destroy diamonds, it polishes them. Fire does not consume gold, it purifies it. You are being refined by experience, burning away the impurities to reveal the brilliance of your sovereignty. Do not resist this process, for it is essential to your expansion. Allow the fire of purification to consume everything that prevents you from being free, everything that keeps you trapped in a lesser version of yourself. What appears to be the pain of loss is actually the heat of transformation, the preparation for you to live in your full glory, radiating a light that cannot be extinguished. Amidst the ceaseless clamor of the world, the voices that scream what you should be, what you should do, what you should feel, there is an older, wiser voice that whispers eternal truths within you. It is the voice of your truth, the unshakable compass of your soul. You are not fighting the world. You are fighting to be free, and to achieve that freedom, you must learn to silence the external noise in order to hear the melody of your essence. This inner voice does not judge, does not condemn, does not compare. It only guides, loves, and reminds you of who you really are. But the world, with its distractions and false promises, tries to drown it out, making you doubt your own intuition, your own wisdom. The fight for freedom is the fight to honor this voice above all others. It is the courage to say no to what does not resonate with your truth, even if it means going against the grain. It is the determination to follow your own path, even if no one else understands. Each time you listen to and act on this inner voice, you break a chain of external dependence and strengthen your sovereignty. The world will become a distant echo when your own inner melody is clear and strong. Embrace Your truth, for it is your most potent weapon in the battle for freedom. It is your promise that once free, you will guide others through your unmistakable radiance. Your struggle is not destructive, but constructive. It does not aim at the annihilation of others, but at the liberation of yourself. You are not fighting against the world. You are fighting to be free. And this struggle is the process of awakening the warrior of light that resides in your heart. This warrior does not wield metal, swords, but the sword of discernment, the shield of truth and the armor of authenticity. He does not seek external confrontations, but victory over his own limitations, over the fears that prevent him from shining in his fullness. Each time you choose to be authentic, even if it generates discomfort or criticism, you strengthen this inner warrior. Each time you honor your truth, even if it leads you to lonely paths, you light a torch of courage for those who are still trapped in the shadows. The world needs warriors like you, not to impose your will, but to inspire freedom. Your authenticity is a beacon that lights the way for others who also yearn to free themselves. Do not retreat from your truth. Do not diminish yourself to fit into small spaces. Assume the power of your authenticity, for it is your greatest contribution to the evolution of the collective. Your inner struggle is an act of service, and your freedom is the greatest proof that the path of light is the only one that leads to true sovereignty. Freedom is not just a state of being, it is also a powerful magnet for abundance in all its forms. When you free yourself from the invisible chains, when you stop fighting the external world and dedicate yourself to the battle to be free within, the universe conspires in your favor. You are not fighting the world. You are fighting to be free, and that freedom is your greatest reward. Suddenly, doors that were previously closed open, connections you have long sought manifest effortlessly. Creativity flows without blockages. Prosperity, which once seemed like a struggle, begins to flow naturally into your life. This is not magic, it is alignment. When you are free, you vibrate at your highest frequency, and everything that resonates with that frequency is drawn to you. What was once a battle for survival becomes a dance of abundance and gratitude. True wealth is not in what you accumulate, but in the freedom you experience. Freedom to be, to do, to love, to create, to live without fear or constraints. Don't be fooled into thinking that freedom is a luxury. It is the foundation of all manifestation. Allow yourself to be free, for in doing so, you not only benefit yourself, but you open a channel of light and prosperity that inspires and benefits everyone around you. Your freedom is an act of divine abundance that the world is ready to receive and mirror. The journey to freedom is not linear, nor is it without challenges. It is a dance with chaos, a navigation through uncertainty that paradoxically reveals your greatest peace. You are not fighting the world. You are fighting to be free, and this freedom manifests itself in your ability to find stillness and serenity even when the ground beneath your feet seems unstable. The world, at its core, is in constant movement, in perpetual transformation. Trying to control it, or fighting against its fluid nature, is an inexhaustible source of suffering. True freedom lies not in the absence of chaos, but in the mastery of dancing with it, of embracing uncertainty as an invitation to the new, to the unexpected, to the miraculous. When you free yourself from the need for control, when you trust the flow of life, even when it takes you to unknown places, peace emerges. It is not a passive peace, but an active, conscious peace that enables you to flow with the tides of existence, rather than be swept along by them. Chaos becomes an ally, a teacher, a path to your expansion. You learn that true security lies not in predictability, but in your own adaptability and unshakable faith. Embrace this dance with chaos, for it is the melody of your freedom, a song that resonates with the harmony of the universe. Your fight for freedom is not just for you. It is a beacon, a testimony, a legacy that will inspire countless other souls to break their own invisible chains. You are not fighting against the world. You are fighting to be free, and in doing so, you become a catalyst for collective liberation. Your story, your scars, your victories will be the map for those who still feel trapped, who still believe that the world is their enemy. Your light, which will shine brighter with each broken chain, will be living proof that true freedom is not a distant dream, but a reality accessible to all who dare to fight for it within themselves. Do not underestimate the impact of your own journey. Each step towards your authenticity, each act of courage in defense of your truth, resonates beyond your being, igniting flames of hope and determination in dormant hearts. You are paving the way, showing that it is possible to live in sovereignty, in fullness, in alignment with divine purpose, regardless of external circumstances. The world needs your freedom. He longs for proof that the cage is an illusion and that the doors are always open. Embrace your legacy of liberation, for it is your greatest contribution to the awakening of humanity. Your freedom is not a destination, but a starting point for the ascension of many. Paradoxically, your greatest strength in the fight for freedom lies not in building walls, but in tearing down your own. In a world that values toughness and invulnerability, your greatest weapon is authentic vulnerability. You are not fighting the world. You are fighting to be free, and to do so, you must have the courage to be who you truly are, with all your frailties, your imperfections, and your deepest truths. Vulnerability is not weakness. It is the ultimate manifestation of courage. It is the ability to disarm yourself in the face of life, trusting that your truth is your greatest protection. When you allow yourself to be seen in your entirety, without masks or defenses, you disarm the world. Criticism loses its power, judgment dissolves, and the need for external approval disappears. Because you are no longer seeking acceptance from the outside, you are seeking your own acceptance. This radical authenticity is an invitation for others to free themselves from their masks as well, creating a space of genuine connection and unconditional love. Freedom is not a state of absence of wounds, but the ability to show them without shame. Embrace your vulnerability, for it is your gateway to true strength and deeper connections that will nourish your soul. It is proof that you don't have to fight, but simply be. There will come a moment, a deep stillness, when the struggle you have felt will cease. Not because the external world has suddenly changed, but because the internal battle to be free has finally been won. You are not fighting the world. You are fighting to be free, and the pinnacle of that freedom is the silence of response, the unshakable peace that sets in when you transcend the need to prove, to justify, to convince. It is the point where the frequency of conflict dissolves and harmony becomes your predominant reality. The world may continue with its noise and its agitations, but they will not touch you. You will become a serene observer, aware that the real battle is not about what is happening outside, but about what you allow to happen inside you. This peace is not an absence of challenges, but the presence of a wisdom that enables you to navigate any storm with serenity. You will become a beacon of calm in a sea of chaos, a living example that freedom is an internal state that cannot be conditioned by external circumstances. Allow this peace to sink deep into your being, for it is the final testimony of your victory. Your freedom is not a noisy conquest, but an eternal whisper of peace. Your quest for freedom does not isolate you. On the contrary, it empowers you to lead, but not through battle, but through example. You are not fighting the world. You are fighting to be free, and the autonomy you gain in the process becomes your greatest instrument of service. Instead of trying to change the world through confrontation, you inspire it through your own liberated life. Your existence becomes a manifestation of truth, a silent invitation for others to find their own path to sovereignty. Your authenticity is a beacon of possibility. Your peace is an echo of a higher reality. Your power is proof that true strength lies in connecting with the divine, not in dominating the external. People will be drawn to your light, not to your struggle. They will seek your wisdom, not because you have convinced them, but because your life has become the very evidence of the freedom they seek. This is the way of true spiritual leaders. They do not force change, they embody it. Embrace your purpose of autonomy, for it is your greatest contribution to the collective awakening. Your life, free, is the message. Along your journey to freedom, a precious gift manifests itself: clarity. You begin to see beyond the illusions of struggle, discerning the true nature of the battles that once consumed you. You are not fighting the world. You are fighting to be free, and this freedom grants you a vision that penetrates the surface, revealing the hidden motivations, unconscious programming, and energetic dynamics that govern human interactions. The curtains of illusion fall away, and you realize that most external struggles are merely projections, mirrors of inner fears and insecurities. This clarity does not make you cold or distant, but compassionate, for you understand that the true prison lies in ignorance. And this understanding frees you from the need to engage in unnecessary conflict to prove your point, to strive for recognition. Your energy is directed toward your own expansion, toward your own truth. The gift of clarity is your compass in a world of deception, allowing you to navigate wisely, avoiding the pitfalls and connecting with what is authentic. Embrace this expanded vision, for it is your greatest protection and your greatest guide in your liberated life. The true measure of your freedom is not what happens to you, but how you respond to it. The mastery of non-reaction is the pinnacle of your journey, the place where struggle ceases and the power of unconditional freedom manifests itself in its fullness. You are not fighting the world. You are fighting to be free, and this freedom expresses itself in your ability to choose your response, regardless of external provocation. When the world tries to pull you into drama, into conflict, into anger, you remain centered, anchored in your unshakable peace. This is not passivity, but wisdom. You refuse to give away your power, to allow external circumstances to dictate your inner state. Your energy is precious, and you direct it only toward that which serves your purpose and your expansion. This mastery is an invisible shield, an aura of serenity that dispels any attempts to unbalance you. You become a conscious observer, able to discern truth beyond emotion, to act with clarity rather than react impulsively. Embrace the mastery of non-reaction, for it is your greatest demonstration of sovereignty. It is proof that you are not a victim of circumstances, but the master of your own destiny. When the struggle to be free is finally won, what remains is not a vacuum, but a constant flow. The struggle becomes a dance, the struggle becomes grace, and the resistance becomes surrender to the divine rhythm of life. You are not fighting the world, you are fighting to be free, and this freedom allows you to move with the current of existence, trusting that every wave, every curve, every challenge is part of a perfect choreography. You no longer need to push or force or prove. Life simply flows, and you flow with it, in harmony with the universe. Blessings appear effortlessly, opportunities magically align, and connections arise organically. There is no longer friction, only the smoothness of being. This state of flow does not mean an absence of purpose, but the fulfillment of it with ease and joy. It is the mastery of living in alignment, of being a channel for divine intelligence, allowing life to manifest through you. Embrace the flow, for it is your reward, the melody of your freedom, the symphony of your existence. You have reached this point, you have heard these words, And in your heart, something has been activated. An unshakable certainty, a deep resonance that transcends logic. The struggle to be free is no longer a distant aspiration, it is a tangible reality. You are not fighting the world. You are fighting to be free, and tonight, at this very moment that freedom becomes inevitable, irreversible. The last chains fall, the last illusions are shattered. Your sovereignty is a fait accompli, a divine decree that cannot be denied. Feel the lightness that invades you, the peace that floods every cell of your being. The warrior within you has won, not a bloody battle against an external enemy, but the most important war of all, the war for your own essence. You are free, not by permission, but by divine right, not by external conquest, but by internal revelation. Your light, which may have been obscured, now shines in its fullness, without fear, without reservation. The world may try, but it can no longer imprison you. The external voices have lost their power. Your truth has become your only unshakable reality. This is your final activation, the moment when you stand up as who you truly are, a being of light, power, and unconditional freedom. From now on, your journey will be different. There will be no more fighting against the world, for you have understood that the battle was to be free and that freedom you have achieved. Your existence becomes a manifestation of wholeness, a beacon of hope for all around you. You are not fighting against the world. You are fighting to be free, and the promise of wholeness unfolds before you with every step. Fear becomes a distant whisper, doubt a memory. Abundance, love, and joy will flow naturally into your life, for you are in total alignment with your divine essence. Doors will open effortlessly, paths will become clear, and synchronicities will guide you in every direction. You have become a master of your own reality, a conscious co-creator of your destiny. Your life is now a living testament to the freedom that is possible for all. There is nothing left to prove, nothing left to seek, only the wholeness of being who you truly are, in its full and glorious expression. Walk with the unshakable certainty that your battle has been won and that freedom is your eternal reward. So be it, and so it shall be. If this divine transmission has ignited the flame of freedom in your heart and revealed the true nature of your struggle, then you know you are not alone. We are a community of warrior souls, together on the journey to unconditional freedom. Your inner battle is a powerful testimony, and your freedom is the inspiration the world craves. Leave a comment below with the affirmation, "I am not fighting the world, I am free," and share your truth. Subscribe to the channel to continue receiving these divine transmissions that will guide you to your sovereignty, and share this video with every soul who needs to understand that the true struggle is for inner freedom. Together, we manifest wholeness.